Hello all and welcome back to another wonderful video. Today I am here on this island surrounded by what looks like tentacles and wood debris because today I'm going to be sharing with you all some things that you can do with the new items that was added to Ponytown. Of course, in the most recent update they added several new items. There was about 282 new items. We have everything from tools and smithing stuff such as, ooh, what's this? An iron ignet. Ooh, that's pretty cool. And of course we have furnace, which means we have lava to some degree. And there's all kinds of new items and stuff like that. I could sit here all day just naming each item one by one or whatever, but today I'm going to be showing what you can do with some of these new things as well. Stick around because at some point in this video I have a pretty interesting announcement that I want to share with you all, so take it that way you will, and let's start with this first one because this first one of course is this boat right here and all this water and all of this what looks like wood debris and also what looks like tentacles kind of and stuff like that, because that's something that you can do. If you open up your build menu, go over to the outdoor tab and move along to these little things here. They're like small tree posts, which honestly it's kind of weird that it's in the outdoor tab, but the other ones aren't, like the other tree post things aren't for some reason. I don't know what that's about. I think that might change eventually in the future. I'm gonna bring it up anyway, but get yourself some of those things, put them in water, and another cool thing that you can do too is you can put something like a small log slice there, or better yet, get yourself a plate, a very small plate. So if I type in plate here, get myself a tiny plate. A plate is even smaller and it's also a little bit of blue in it as well. So if you put that down like that, it will look like it's floating, and so now it looks like there's a tentacle floating in the water and it's trying to get you. Oh no, oh my gosh. And then of course there's this debris here, all of this little wood here. This is extremely simple to do as well. All you need to do is, I mean, you can literally just grab a plate if you want to. You can do that, and then you can get the little skewer. So if we type in skewer here, grab ourselves a skewer, and then just sort of stack them on there like that. You really don't need that many, and honestly, if you do the plate, you can get even less. I was using the log slice if you're curious. Honestly, you can just use the plate like I did there, and it actually looks like debris. It looks like a piece of floating driftwood or something. I really wish we had a vertical version of this skewer, because if we did, there would be so much more that we could do. But you can kind of just stick them on there and stuff like that and get yourself a little bit of driftwood. And then of course you can get some of these other tree column, wood column thingies and sort of put them in the boat in such a way that it pierces it so that it looks like the boat is actually being overrun and taken over by these tentacles that are in the water. Another really cool thing that you can do with all the trees and stuff like that, the weird wood column tree things, whatever the heck they're called, and of course the bones, which isn't a new item, but it's also something else that you can do. You can get yourself a little bone path here, and you can make these trees sort of like bones, but not bones. Of course, you already know that you can make birch trees if you put the columns together like this, but that's even more possible now because we have more versions. And of course, we have this little barrel thing here, which is really useful for something like this, where it looks like this barrel or whatever has been here for years, and the trees and the roots or whatever have overtaken it and stuff like that, and that's sort of what this looks like. And you can do all kinds of stuff like this. There's other items that you can make it look like it's being overtaken by these roots and stuff. And of course, you can take a well and just slap one of these inside of it, and it kind of looks like a tentacle is coming out of a pit of darkness, which is pretty useful as well. Something else that you can do with the new items, the straws. So if I actually go here, scroll on by, there's actually straws in the game somewhere now. The build menus, I'm still trying to get used to the build menu. That's why I've been using the search. But if you type in straw, you can literally get yourself some straws, put them down like this, put them down like this again, get yourself the other version, just like that. That's all you need. That is the base of a windmill. That's right, these little things are windmill. Then you can get yourself a little sparkler and you can put it on there like that, just like that, and boom, just like that, you have one of those like pinwheel things where the wind blows and stuff like that. But you do have to be careful because as you can see, you can literally just step on it and completely destroy the illusion. So maybe put these behind a fence or some kind of wall where people can't get to it, or just don't worry about it at all and tell people not to step on it and break the illusion. Something else you can use these little column thingies for is a rib cage. This kind of looks like a rib cage, and I put some bones inside of it to kind of depict that, like, oh, some kind of ancient monster was here and it ate a bunch of different creatures and stuff like that, and it still has the bones in its stomach or whatever, and these kind of look like ribs when you line them up like this. I don't know if everyone's gonna sort of see that same thing, but it is something that I thought I would mention because it's something that I thought of immediately when I saw these, and I think it looks pretty interesting and it looks pretty cool. You can make some really cool bony kind of builds and stuff like that that with these new trees and stuff. Then we have this right over here. This probably could be built way better, but literally it's just as simple as grabbing these little rope thingies. They're called rope stands. Get them and line them up in such a way, and you can have yourself like a little bit of an electric fence almost. So we can get these, put them down like so, and just keep on going or whatever like that, and line these up in such a way. I didn't really do it that well in this little pin up here, but as you can see, if you line these up in such a way, you can sort of get yourself this whole like electric fence type thing going on, and I think it looks really cool. And you can of course put all this new iron ingot and some Christmas presents and these new crates and stuff like that, these little bags, all this stuff, and sort of make it like a little vault or something where all of your goodies are stored and stuff like that. In fact, we need something very special to put in here, because there's only two more things that we really need to put in here, and of course that's a banana and a cucumber. That's right, we need a banana and a cucumber, and boom, our most valuable things are now sealed inside this electric fence. And what's better is you can actually seal this up with some walls, or more specifically some fences and stuff like that, so that it looks natural. Rope fences would probably look even better because it's sort of ropey and stuff like that. So you can kind of experiment with this and play around with this and stuff like that, and you can sort of create some prisons with this essentially. And I think that's excellent. I think it's wonderful, and I can't wait to see what you guys do with that. So right now would probably be a good time to slip in that announcement or whatever like that before we continue on with the rest of the video. And that announcement, of course, is that I am now opening up commissions for video editing. If you guys want me to edit your own videos for your YouTube channels and stuff like that, or if you need me to edit any other kind of thing for any other reason, personal, private, whatever, it doesn't matter. If you need some editing done, I am your guy now. I'm gonna put up an image here of like all my prices. Ooh, look at that! Look at the prices and stuff like that. I'm very new to doing like commissions and stuff like that, so I'm not exactly 100% sure what constitutes fair, but from the little bit of research I did, this does seem to be some fair pricing and stuff like that. So consider messaging me. You can message me, of course, on Discord, on Twitter. Those are some very good places to message me, so consider messaging me on those two places and stuff like that. So let's move on to the rest of the video. And ooh, what's that? Oh my gosh, look at this. We're back in the video. Another thing that you can do with iron ingots, of course, is create these little vents and stuff like that. This kind of looks like a vent, if you ask me. Some people might say it doesn't look like a vent, but I personally think it looks like a vent. This is an excellent idea if you're trying to do something like an Among Us map, or if you're trying to do something that requires venting and stuff like that. So, of course, all you need is an iron ingot. These things have many different versions of them. You can hit escape on your keyboard, or you can literally just keep clicking it over and over and over again, and eventually it'll change shape and size and stuff like that. And you can place these, line them up like that, and then, of course, get your horizontal version and get those in such a shape where they will be able to line up perfectly, and you got yourself a vent. It's very simple. It's extremely easy. I can't wait to see what you guys do with that. And then, of course, you can now use a chimney. All you have to do is, of course, grab one of these. That's right. That's all you need is one of these. Stick it in a little room, surrounded in walls, and boom, you have yourself a little chimney for your house. Something else that you can do for the skewers, which I really find incredible and useful, is the fact that you can now make ladders with them. If you line the, I didn't line this up very good from when I was building this or whatever, but you could, in theory, line up these like fences and stuff like that to kind of make it to where you can't get through them or whatever. You can of course line this up with like water rocks or something so you can't move between like this or whatever, but this does function technically as a ladder. You could build up a little thing over here or whatever and get to a second story or whatever, create all kinds of weird illusions and stuff like that. It's a very useful ladder, and of course something that a lot of you are probably already doing by the time this video comes out, but thought I would go ahead and mention it anyway. Something else that you can do now, and this is something that you could arguably have already done, but you can kind of make stairs with these boxes now. So I'm not super big on that, but it is, again, another thing that you can technically do with these new items and stuff like that, because we're, of course, using these tall ones or these long ones or whatever as little steps. It's, of course, another weird thing where it's kind of like an illusion, and you kind of have to use imagination to sort of see it, but I thought I would go ahead and mention it. One last thing here, of course, is the new picket fence thingies. I forget what they're called. They're like picket boxes or whatever. You can put these up right up against your wall in such a way that only the front piece is visible. So even if I made this a tall wall, you can see how that looks pretty lovely. And of course, that's why I have the windows set up this way, because if I remove them, you can see that it's actually clipping through this way. That's why I think if you're going to do something like this, find a way to hide it, maybe do something like just leave it as a tall wall. Of course, you may not want to do that because of this right here. There's many different ways to do this, but for now, until we get some picket walls, which I really desperately want, we're just gonna have to deal with the fact that this is the best we can do with these. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Those are all the ideas. I have many more ideas on what to do with all these new props and all kinds of stuff like that. So I hope you enjoyed. If you did, let me know if you want to see more of ideas and stuff like that. But I think I'll leave more of these ideas for someone like Lavender's Home or something like that, because that's one of their main things. That's like the bread and butter of their channel, and I don't want to steal their thunder here. But I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do consider liking, subscribing, sharing, and doing all of those wonderful things like that, because when you do those wonderful things like that, not only do you get access to wonderful content such as this, but you also get to become one for yourself, and I think we all want that. So do those wonderful things, and until next time, stay wonderful.